Hello, I'm Brennan Way. You're listening to the first episode of a full series of The Booth. Yes, we got a new run of shows, but only because I commissioned myself. The premise of the show is simple. 2 guests and myself are recording this in a small, cramped, unair-conditioned room. The longer they're here, the more they'll suffer, so fortunately I'm willing to give them the chance to leave, but only after they complete a series of questions and quiz-type games. Whoever I judge the winner at the end of the show gets their freedom. Whoever is left has to stay on for another week in another edition. Let's meet the victims! Joining me in the booth today, he's an author who reminds me of the rock band Queen, but only because he writes Flash! It's ANTOSH WOJCIK! To say this next man is sarcastic is like saying Shakespeare wrote a few things, so pedantic he should be barred! It's Dan LUXTON.
Try working on the puns in future, rather than just coming up with them off the top of your head. Anyway, hi.
Have you know I scripted that? I spent all night trying to think of something suitable.
That's so depressing.
I liked it, man. Freedom of expression.
Had several months to work on these.
Yeah. Don't let him get you down.
So yeah, the difference between the pilot of the booth and this one is that the pilot of the booth was recorded in summer and it was actually quite hot and sticky, but now it's early October and it's cold outside, and so I'm actually quite enjoying being here in the warm. I think by the time we get to December, if we're still doing the booth in December, we should just live in here, like with a duvet and the 3 of us clustered in a corner.
I'd like that.
Yeah, I mean, even if you guys get kicked out but in a few episodes' time, just stay here.
Yeah.
We'll just have a massive party.
Can we take showers together?
There is no showers in the booth. There's no water.
There's the water fountain just out there.
Yeah.
I'll bring the soap.
You're not allowed out the room.
Yeah, oh, right.
Anyway, later I'll be asking you for your weirdest ever thoughts, so rack your brains and make sure you got something to odd out your rival. Now, this first show is themed about round holidays. Have either of you ever been on holiday?
I've never been on a round holiday.
I've been round and I've been on a holiday, but yeah, like Antosh, I've never been around.
I've been on holiday several times.
Okay, then we'll start with our first round. It's the good, the bad, and the funny. In this anecdote off, each of you will relate your best, worst, and funniest times at a certain rite or event. Every time you hear a set of stories, I will judge one as more interesting, thus winning its teller a point. This week, your tale should involve holidays. Okay, start off with the good. Who wants to go first?
All of my holidays have been good.
Excellent.
There we go, end of the show.
Can I get let out now?
No.
Probably the best one was when we went to Spain and there was lots of hot weather. And
That's what you expect from Spain.
Well, yeah, and also
You don't go when it's miserable. Is it ever miserable in Spain, or is it
I
just
think so.
constantly sunny? Have they bribed the sun to come over and make sure it's hot?
They're kind of having a economic crisis. I think they are quite miserable. It's just the fact that it is sunny. We assume that everyone is happy, and they're also always sleeping as well. You know?
That's probably why they've got the downturn. They're always sleeping. It's like
too much siesta.
It's like, guys, we want to buy lunch. Where is everyone? All the shops are shut.
It was the best because we had a jigsaw that we sort of completed throughout the holiday.
Sorry, did you bring it on holiday?
You have to. Okay, next time you go on holiday, you have to go without a jigsaw, buy a 1,000-piece jigsaw, and then complete it.
I've vouched for that, I do that.
It's good fun. It's good fun.
It is.
Because you sit down and do a bit of jigging.
Join us, Brendan, join us.
Bit of
Join the
jigging?
Jigsaw
Bit
Club.
of jigging, yeah.
Isn't that what you do at Ibiza?
Yeah, but that's also near Spain, isn't it? I'm sure they get out a nice jig.
As I said in the
It's a
pilot,
foreign
I have no
place.
idea. I'm not good with geography.
You know, no, we're not going back to that. But yeah, no.
What was the jigsaw of?
I can't remember.
Was it a typical Spanish scene, or
you
was it...
spent your entire holiday doing this jigsaw and you
think
can't
it was-
remember what the picture was?
Didn't go
How drunk were
outside,
you?
didn't get food.
It was results holiday. Don't judge me. Yeah, it was results.
I want to go crazy and do a jigsaw.
I remember we got really drunk and we were dancing to Gone Surfing in the USA.
Ah, beauty of a track.
Yeah, it was a Monet picture, I think, probably of a bridge or something.
He did like bridges.
Yes, yeah. It was nice. It was really nice, especially when it was finished. After all the effort we all put into it.
Sorry, was this you and your family, or just you and your friends?
Yeah, family and friends.
That's the best kind of holiday.
Yeah, it's good. It's good fun.
Dan, have you ever been on holiday with family or friends?
Oh, I've been on a holiday with family and I've been on one holiday with friends. I've never been on a holiday with both. I think my family would object if I just smuggled in one of my friends in a suitcase.
No, you'd have to tell them first.
Tell the family or tell the friends? Just chloroform the friend, put him in a suitcase.
Yes, you
springs
are.
out.
You are.
It's a surprise for everyone except me.
You are coming. I didn't book you a seat, but I hear luggage is roomy.
Your family.
But my dad's the only one of us that can drive, so if I chloroform him, we'll kind of crash.
Try and wing it.
All right.
Get a taxi. Come on.
I will bear that in mind for the next family holiday.
When you're smuggling me in, I can fit in a suitcase.
Yeah, you could fit in handbag. For the benefit of the listeners, Brendan is very small.
If you hadn't got that through the jokes. Right. Dan, any specific holiday you'd like to single out as good?
I think the last holiday I went on was very good. This summer just gone. Went up to Scotland and climbed a lot of mountains because that's what I do.
Did it rain?
It did. I don't think it ever rained while I was up a mountain because I am very careful about the weather when I'm climbing mountains. So I religiously turned on the weather every night. I was very careful about turning on because I was trying to avoid the Olympics at all costs. So I had to catch the weather without getting any of the Olympics. So it was a kind of test of accuracy.
You're going to watch the running... Ah! No! No!
Exactly.
No!
Exactly.
Tell me Scotland!
Why are you avoiding the Olympics?
Well, because coming from London, I just object to them on principle. Now they've actually been and gone, everyone's gone, well, that was alright, that was brilliant, that was lovely. Everyone forgets that in the 2 years building up to it, everyone was complaining for quite adequate reasons. You know, house prices shot up, they built on greenbelt land. Nobody actually wanted the Olympics, it was just because we didn't want any of those foreign people to get it. Yeah, so I kind of stuck to my guns. Well, we've been complaining about the Olympics, I'm British to the core, so I'll keep on complaining for as long as I possibly can. And then I slightly spoiled things by watching the Paralympics and getting hooked because they were brilliant. So, Scotland. No Olympics, mountains. Climbed a lot of mountains because I like mountains.
On your own?
Yes.
Screw you, family! I'm going up.
Well, my dad is old, my mum is ill, and my sister is lazy. So it was, it was just me.
Those are the best three dwarfs.
Old, sick and lazy.
Yeah.
Didn't make the final cut. Apparently there is like 15 who didn't make it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not like arrogant.
And they're like burpy and... on a Disney film.
Conversation due to the erratic wind passing.
Maybe that's why Dopey's always quiet. He's afraid it will just come out.
Doesn't Dopey like hiccup a lot?
No. One of them does hiccup. Sneezy? Sleepy? I don't know.
Sneezy would be good.
Why does Sneezy hiccup? Why doesn't Sneezy
Is
sneeze?
there one called Sneezy?
There is one called Sneezy, but I think his gimmick is that he kind of what's the word? Sneezes.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I thought he'd be more of a hiccup then.
And Doc, he famously gives out medical advice.
I thought he'd just munch on carrots.
Yeah.
Right, well...
Anyway, I didn't really go into any detail about my holiday at all.
No.
I just climbed some mountains. Everyone knows what a mountain is. I don't need to elaborate.
Yeah.
How big was the mountain? Was it Ben Nevis?
I did climb Ben Nevis.
Nice.
I did, and a couple of smaller ones, because obviously there aren't any bigger ones than Ben Nevis in Britain. Brendan, you climbed a mountain over your summer.
Yes.
Why don't you tell us about that?
Okay, I climbed Canigou in France.
How tall was that?
No idea. Yeah, tall. Took 2 days.
Fair. Bigger than Ben?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I just thought Dad wanted to do it. There were 2 days spare. It's like, what else am I going to do? Don't have the internet. Have very few books. Might as well climb a mountain.
Oh, that sounds cool. 2 days. So did you sleep on the mountain?
There was a retreat nearby.
Oh.
Took 9 hours to get to the retreat, and then it was like an hour away from the peak in the morning, and then
Man, that's how cool.
9 hours back. So tired.
Under your slender, tiny exterior lies the
Yeah.
mind of a hiker.
Well, the next day I celebrated with a migraine, so
Woo!
I know how to party.
Cool, though. Were you doing math sums while going up for the like an extreme sports challenge, and all you get is a migraine? Man, that's really good.
Well, my feet did fall off.
Oh, okay.
They've been surgically reattached. Got new feet.
The wrong way round, though, I noticed.
Yeah.
When I was examining your toes the other day.
Yeah. Wow, we were giving each other pedicures.
Yeah.
What a beautiful moment. I was playing saxophone, I remember.
They really heighten the mood.
It's very beautiful. I think we spent too much time in here, though.
Just getting sweaty.
Yeah.
Right, well,
Good times.
having climbed a mountain, Dan, to me, that's not impressive. We've all climbed mountains. But few of us can say we've done a jigsaw to celebrate results.
It's only because you don't do jigsaws.
I do jigsaws.
That you've gone, oh, that's unusual.
Not on
Give
holiday.
Antosh the point.
I did Sudoku and crosswords on holiday. I did not do a jigsaw, so I think that's impressive. Antosh gets the point.
Thank you. I'm sorry, Dan. I thought your achievement was far more. But
Okay, now a bad holiday story. And Tosh, you've already said all of yours are good, but can you think of any
I
that
think
were
I'm
less
in for the
good?
point here.
We went on holiday with our friends again, so we do this quite often, and there are lots of jigsaws in between. My friend, she didn't take her, what are they called? Those things you put in your mouth at night when you need to correct your
Retainers.
teeth. Retainers. She didn't bring those over. She just had
Retainers were like butlers. Valets.
In the old days, yes, retainers were like butlers.
Don't see Batman looking in the mirror. My teeth are getting crooked. Alfred, come here.
It was a man who just sort of put his hands in her mouth and kind of
Maybe
straightened it
Batman
out.
does call his Alfred, just because it reminds him of Alfred.
Anyway, she forgot that, and she was supposed to have it like as of the dental work she had like the day before we were going on holiday. So we spent about maybe 10 of the days of the holiday driving to random post offices around France trying to track the retainer, which was kind of annoying because I get car sick. Well, no, I don't. I get car sick if I'm reading.
Oh, boo-hoo. Your
Yeah.
teeth aren't going to change.
No.
You felt a little sick. Her teeth are possibly going to mangle into each other
Yeah.
and pop out.
Bleedy gums, I could call it. But no, it was alright though. We had a lot of banter in the car, so I don't even say that was bad. Maybe the ferry crossing one, that was pretty shit. Like, we were there for about 12 hours trying to cross the ferry line thingy.
Trying to cross the ferry?
No, not trying to cross the ferry.
You were trying to get
Very
from one end to
stormy.
the
There
other.
are waves washing across the day. We can't reach the other side.
I want to go to the movies!
I can't get to the VAT-free section. I get some praline. We couldn't get across the channel, that's what I meant to say, because someone, I don't know,
Had turned off the ocean.
chewed up by the turbines in the thing. I don't know.
Dan, cheer us up! Where do we
Okay.
go from chewed up in the turbines?
Well, yeah, I mean that is a pretty bad. I know I haven't had any bad holidays apart from the one where someone got horrifically mangled by the turbines.
He didn't know them, so it's okay.
No, it's not. You can't say that. I don't know those people, so it's all right that they've had their eyes plucked out by giant penguins.
That's going to be my new nightmare. Right, okay. your bad holiday.
We should do a show in which we talk about our nightmares. That would be good, because I'm sure the three of us have some pretty good ones.
I've mentioned this to you. My most recent nightmare involved you, Antosh, in that I got in trouble with two girls because I dismissed on a YouTube video the idea that someone had seen Jesus on a bus. And by me rubbishing it, they thought I was saying their complete religion was crap. And so I thought, oh, I better stay the night with Antosh. I thought, you'd protect me somehow. Even though at the time, in the dream, I was at home in Tavistock and you would be in Winchester. So it's like 3 hours away. I should probably go get protection with him.
I'm not really good for protection, man.
No.
I'm kind of made out of Rivita.
And you do have the physique of Shaggy out of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, exactly.
Complete to
All I
little
can do
scraggly bits of hair on the chin.
I could just make sandwiches.
I could leap into your eyes.
What?
Oh, sorry, arms!
There we go, Freudian slip. That would be really interesting. I'd like your fingers touching my brain. I'm not really good at chat outlines. I don't know. Nice.
Dan, your holiday.
Yeah, my bad holiday. I guess, actually, this is the best holiday I've been on, but there were some infuriating aspects about it. And that infuriating aspect about it is my mother, who is often the most infuriating aspect about all my holidays. But
if you're listening, Mum, he doesn't mean it.
Sorry, Mum.
She won't be listening.
No. She doesn't know how to work the internet. This was a holiday between school and uni, and we went to the Lake District.
Oh, nice.
Again, mountains. I like mountains.
Do you pick all the holidays?
I picked the ones with the mountains. I tried climbing Scaffold Pike, but it was very cloudy. Couldn't make it to the top. Anyway, so I love the Lake District. I've only been there once, and it's already my favourite place. It's the most beautiful place in the world, if you ask me. But my mum disagreed. She looked around at the beautiful scenery, went on a boat trip across Windermere. We drove through the mountains, and my mum just looked around at this gorgeous scenery, all the lakes and the mountains, and she said, "Where's the scenery?" Mum, you're looking at it. Where is it? Is it behind the trees? I can't see anything for the trees. Well, the trees are on the mountains and next to the lakes. The trees are the scenery. Where? You tell me there'll be scenery. I can't see any scenery. Is it behind the trees? The weather. Well, it's up north. The weather was foul most of the time. I thought this would be a nice holiday. This is supposed to be summer, and look, there's clouds everywhere.
Has she not been in Britain before? What does she count as scenery then?
Don't
Shops?
ask me. Don't ask me. And
London folk, man, London folk.
and the boat ride across.
Where are the commuters? Where are the commuters?
Exactly. The boat ride across Windermere. This is so slow. All we're looking at is trees. Just enjoy it. No, it's cold. I'm not enjoying it. This is horrible. I'm going inside.
Yeah, it's not like London is famously cold and foggy and misty and miserable.
There's too much light pollution, man. It's really warm.
Yeah, this is true.
Sorry to cut off your...
I think you're thinking of London in the 1870s.
Right, okay.
Oh, why do I still go on a holiday with my family? My mum and my sister walk so slowly. You know, me and my dad will just stride off at what we think is a reasonable pace. Not a fast pace, because we know they're quite slow, but, you know, a medium pace. We look back, and they're still the other end of the street. Like, they're like 2 shops down from where we started walking from. And even if, by some miracle, they actually managed to remember how their legs work, these little tiny villages and small towns that we go on a holiday to always have knitting wool shops and craft shops. And so we'll start walking and we'll look back and there'll be my mum and my sister staring eagle-eyed into these shops. Oh, the crust.
Maybe that's what she wanted in terms of scenery. We should swap families. My dad, he's fit. Not as in, I'm not saying my dad is hot.
You're not gay for your dad.
No, physically fit. He runs with cannons and stuff for the
That's so
Navy.
cool.
Cannons as in religious, high-ranking members of the clergy.
Yeah, he just juggles Bibles.
Or cannons of, as in like someone's work embodied in a massive...
Yeah, he carries the complete works of Shakespeare up and down the stairs. It's astonishing.
Fun with words. Anyway.
Yes, right. So we got a cross-France road trip to get a retainer.
That ended with someone getting sucked into a turbine.
Yes, and...
Not because I put them there, mind you.
Nobody was thinking that, Antosh. That, if anything, that makes you more suspicious. No, it's fine. I didn't push him.
He just slipped.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Right, so Antosh accused of murder, or Dan's mum looking at shops instead of scenery.
Yeah.
I think because murder's bad, we'll say Antosh.
I guess I was asking for it because mine wasn't particularly funny. It was just my parental issues. We're digging into the deep recesses of my childhood here.
Were you
Funny,
hugged
really
enough?
Hugged too much.
I think it's because I'm starting. Do you want to go first for the weird thought?
Well, first, it's funny.
Oh,
Funny.
shit.
Funny thing that happened on
Oh,
holiday.
God, you'll win that. We went for a walk amongst the sunflower fields, me and a couple of my friends, and we turned around to have their dad charging after us with a cucumber.
Why?
He was wielding it. I don't know.
Why?
I think someone put a jig in the wrong place, like a jigsaw piece.
Right.
And he was charging after us.
I spent all afternoon!
Yeah, it was flip-flop rage, man. Like, running in flip-flops, this man had quite a lot of speed.
Flip, flop, flip, flop, flip, flop, flip, 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 flip.
Got a bit of a beer belly as well, you know, pretty impressive. And he came up and threw the cucumber at his son. It went everywhere. In front of a couple of French...
Probably best that was the
locals.
first thing he managed to get his hands on, not like a knife or...
Yeah, that was quite funny. I don't know if I've recounted it in a kind of...
No, that's... You painted quite a
Was
picture.
it funny at the time, though?
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Alright.
I generally don't get scared at people running at me with vegetables.
Well,
It was
we'll
a pretty
see
big
later
cucumber.
on, won't we?
It was a pretty big cucumber. There was some sort of sadness afterwards because we were like, we could have used that for our baguette. But...
Alas.
Dan.
Yes, after we finished mourning the cucumber, yes. My turn. Anyway, I don't know if this... I guess it does count as a holiday, even though it was officially a school trip, because it was blatantly just an excuse for the media teachers to go on holiday to Hollywood and just get the AS and A2 media students to pay £1,200 for the privilege of going... I mean, I'd already dropped media by that time. I did media AS. This was when I was in year 13. So I dropped media by this point. But it's all right because the people that still did meet, it didn't learn anything. It was just going around a load of theme parks in Hollywood for a week. Yeah, it was essentially a holiday.
Pretty nice holiday.
Yeah, very nice holiday. Very warm, very sunny. Me being me, I just wore what I always wear. So I'm walking around Hollywood in a leather jacket and a jumper.
They probably thought you were one of the stars.
Yeah, well, I do have that star quality about me.
You kind of look like Jerry Seinfeld.
Great. Who's Jerry Seinfeld?
The star of Seinfeld.
Right, never seen it. Anyway, so I think it may have been the last night. What about the hotel rooms? Have you ever been to an American hotel?
Yes.
Well, you have because you're half American, you bloody foreigner. The thing about American beds is they have kind of single beds, which are the size slightly smaller than what we would call a double bed.
Mm-hmm.
So,
were you sharing?
yes, exactly. That's the point. Since these are essentially double beds, let's shove 2 17-year-old boys in each of these beds.
You say it's bad. I'm sure some found true love.
Possibly, but I'm getting to that.
Okay.
So, for most of the week, it was 4 of us in these 2 beds. And it was alright, because most of us are quite skinny, and so we could just have a big yawning chasm between the 2 of us. But on the last night, everyone went off to their separate hotel rooms to have kind of weird, crazy ice cream eating parties. I went to bed. You know what I'm like, I don't do the whole having fun thing. So I went to bed. I've woken up about 2 o'clock in the morning by one of my roommates coming back.
I'm so wasted on vanilla.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. Kind of had this high from the ice cream, but he staggered into his bed. And then another of my roommates came back, but he brought about 3 girls with him because...
How many are in a room?
4.
2 double beds.
Yes.
Right, okay.
There's the 4th girl from their room had gone to have some alone time with a guy from the year below in their room. So the 3 girls had nowhere to sleep for the night.
Mm-hmm.
So my roommate had brought them back to our room so they could sleep in one of the beds.
Brilliant.
So
What a gent.
Yeah.
What a player.
Thinking of the female population, that's good.
Yeah,
Keep
I
it
know.
off the
Very, very chivalrous. And I am prepared to concede that this was, this is a fine and noble act to do as long as they're not in the same bed as me. And so that was pretty much the stricture I laid down. Yes, these 3 girls can stay in our room if they're all crammed into your bed. And so...
The 5 people, 1 bed.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't going to have them in my just strange... I never liked them. They were horrible, bitchy little...
And as for the girls...
Yeah, I didn't like many people at my school, I have to be honest. So 2 of them got into his bed, and the 3rd tried to join me and the guy who was already in bed with me, and I said something along the lines of, I will kill you if you get into this bed. So
What a happy chappy.
She ended up getting into the same bed as the other 2 girls and the guy who brought them there, and we all tried to get to sleep as best we can, and the story, I guess, ends when my final roommate came back at about 4 in the morning, completely wasted of Ben and Jerry's, tried to get into his bed and found this trio of women in there.
Must have thought his dreams had come true. Ice cream and girls? It's the Hollywood dream!
Probably wish he'd saved some of the ice cream.
I think he was more confused than anything. He was the kind of guy that got confused very easily, and at 4 in the morning, to just discover this trio of women just in his bed, he kind of reeled back from the bed and ended up joining us in our guy bed. So the final score at the end of the night was, in my bed, 3 guys, in the other bed, 1 guy, 3 girls, one of whom I just remembered was his ex-girlfriend, which made the awkwardness levels go through the roof.
Wait, he brought her back?
Yeah.
Okay.
I bet they made up.
Yeah, I seem to remember
Made up, made out, same
They're
difference.
foursome.
I seem to remember
magical
this
things.
story being funnier when I first started, but I've told this story so many times, it's now just quite tiring. Ugh, so many people in so few beds. Oh dear. Got my revenge by... No, not on the girls, on the hotel, because I was just so fed up with that damn hotel that I just went round everyone's rooms.
To be fair, the hotel aren't expecting you to bring back 3 girls.
In everyone's rooms,
Oh, they might be.
had,
It's America.
like a cupboard full of incredibly expensive chocolates and drinks. And I just went around everyone's rooms, opening a tiny bit of each chocolate bar, so it went off.
You fiend.
Yeah.
You absolute fiend.
Well, I was
Chocolate doesn't go off.
It kind of does. It gets
oxidized.
Yeah, soft and
So
weird.
it gets a bit chalky.
Yeah.
I think it makes it taste nice.
I don't have it round that long to find out.
Oh, Brendan the chocolate fiend.
Right, so man with cucumber versus 4 and a bit. Well, since Dan has been wielding a pumpkin over me to show how scary fruit is, I think I'll give Dan the point. Right, let's take a well-earned break from all that holiday talk to hear your weirdest ever thoughts. Give them each in turn, and then I'll open them up to debates to see if we can see some sense in them. Whoever ends up sounding the least rational wins the round.
Okay, if I was an alien, how would you know? I mean, do we really know? Do the three of us really know each other that well to be able to tell if one of us had been replaced by an alien? I don't think we do, because we haven't...
Depends whether you're aware of whether you're an alien.
I'm very aware of whether or not I'm an alien, thank you very much.
But what if it was such a good replacement that they've made you think as the real Dan Luxton?
I would trust that you would tell us if you're an alien or not before we decided. Not that I wouldn't make friends with aliens. I think extraterrestrial relationships are...
But I could be here to
Pretty
work
hard.
out the best way of destroying the world.
Was by making our brains explode by
But-
telling us you're an alien.
Wouldn't you like to have some friends while you're contemplating your plans for mass destruction?
Well,
Also, I know that you would really freak out if I placed my hand lightly on your leg.
yeah, because that's not my leg.
Maybe the alien wouldn't know that.
Well, unless you're about to press the button that unreleases the tentacle.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, you a tentacle alien or one of those large floating heads?
I think we'd be able to
Yeah,
tell
I
if
know.
he was a large floating
Yeah.
head.
Oh, no, I mean, like, obviously cloaking devices and
Right,
everything.
okay.
My point is, how well do you really know someone?
That's
What
the
point-
weirdest thought.
At what point in that relationship or friendship do you say, are you an alien?
I don't know. I think that comes before you tell them that you love them. Certainly, unless you kind of stumble into their...
I'm not from this planet, I love you.
Yeah. But then you could tie that into a whole like hot guy routine or hot girl routine where you're like, I traveled the stars for you. I'm here for love. And you are the one that I picked.
Are you saying you use it as a pickup line?
No, I'm just saying you could. Like,
Yeah, but if you're an alien, would you really want to attract these weird ape-descended monkey creatures?
it depends. Do you have a sex drive?
Are we
What?
talking about
You
me
thinking that-
or the alien?
Dan, the alien.
Are you
Just
thinking
neither.
Neither.
you thinking the alien's first impulse is to shag us?
No.
That's
Well,
what they're
that
about.
might
That's what
be-
they're evaluating.
Yeah.
That was never on Doctor Who or
Maybe-
Torchwood.
Maybe they're an alien with like where their spunk is like composed of viruses or bombs. So when you have a child, that you actually explode.
Yeah. So
Wait, so how would that... What? So when they're
So
having
we know
sex
it's-
with aliens from their own planet, they blow up the person they're having sex with?
Yeah.
Why would that...
I don't know. Why do praying mantises bite the head off their lover? The world's a weird place. The universe.
Maybe
Even
weirder.
weirder.
Maybe. We don't know. Maybe we're just a weird lot. Maybe that's why we exist. Because we're just really weird.
Maybe that's why aliens haven't officially visited us yet, because we're not visiting that lot. They're weird.
They choose to use their afternoons to go in a sweaty studio and just talk crap.
They think TV licenses are a good idea.
TV licenses are a good idea.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Oh, yeah.
How else are we going to
Because
fund
the BBC is incredibly
Why should-
good value.
No,
It's...
no,
yes,
it's
it
not.
is.
It's not.
It's one of the only completely
You can't
neutral...
You can't tell me Top
No.
Gear is money well spent.
No, but the
When you
news
could-
service... That's,
No.
there are people across
This
the
bit will be
world
cut. This bit
who
will be
have been
cut.
suffering under totalitarian regimes who don't get any news outside of the official government propaganda, that rely on the BBC to tell them what's actually happening in the world.
Yeah, but the way they deliver it, they're so fucking smug about it. They're just like, oh, we could be out there doing something about it. No.
What, you suggest the BBC should take over the country and
No.
dictate official government policy?
No, I think we should just all chill out and have a cup of tea, really.
Well, yeah, we
Is
can't
that your
do
weirdest ever thought
No.
that we should?
No.
I think his weirdest ever thought is that the BBC is essentially worthless. That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard in my life because it's so completely stupid.
Do you have an actual weird thought, or are we going to run with the idea that you think the BBC is
I don't
worthless?
actually think the BBC is useless. I'm just trying to get him to like get a bit rowdy.
He's already a bit rowdy. He's got annoyed about practically every point we've made.
What about children's programming? No other TV network does proper children's programming. CITV doesn't make its own things anymore. American children's programming is a complete...
Are you telling me SpongeBob is shit?
Yes!
SpongeBob is amazing.
It's
man.
had David Bowie on.
And Johnny Depp. He was a surfer.
And the older people used to be Batman. No, I think they've had a mess. They've had Ernest Borgnine.
Alright, okay,
It's
I've
not
got it.
educational,
America
really.
can do animation better than we can.
Yes.
Oh, you mean like...
We can do proper live-action drama
Yes,
way
absolutely.
better than they can.
Antosh, your weirdest ever thought.
We didn't finish discussing aliens.
That's why aliens come in. So watch the BBC, because it's very good value.
It is
Please
good
hire
value.
me.
Antosh Wojcik does not...
Antosh Wojcik
Damn
doesn't
the
want to work for the BBC. Oh, okay. Okay, you retracted that statement. Right, Antosh, your weirdest ever thought.
I can't think of anything.
Well, in that case, we'll run with the BBC.
No, I don't want to run with that.
Because
Just
we
give
know
me a
it.
second,
Because we are
man.
saying it's a weird thought, and we've already disproved it. So that would mean Dowd would get a point. That would mean you're equal.
I don't want to be equal. I want to try. I need to fight for that point with my own
There are 5 more questions.
psychosis. No, I feel like. No, but I live on weird points, man. I should be making a weird point right now.
You've already said you were chased by a man with a cucumber and did jigsaws on your holiday. It's pretty unconventional.
Do you think if you like made love to a snake, it would be one of those experiences where it's like really quite not lustful, more like kind of all enveloping, because they can like wrap around you or like swallow you whole? Would you?
I think you have issues
How would you have
because
sex with a snake?
the
That's
2
essentially-
times you've talked about sex today, one time the lovers have exploded each other, the other time your lover has wrapped itself around you and is squeezing the life out of
I'm
you.
not saying
Have
You
you-
have
have-
issues, man. You have issues.
Have you ever not had S&M?
I'm just saying, like, I don't know if you ever been in a situation where you're making love
To a snake?
to a snake.
No, never.
No.
No.
I just imagine.
Haven't been thrown out of a zoo
that it would
like
be
you have.
That was a fun day. The lions were very fun as well. I said fun and then I don't know. This is not good. My head is hurting.
What? Are we
should
now
probably
playing
take-
just a minute? We're getting you for repetition of the word fun.
Yeah, you should be. That's bollocks, man. You shouldn't repeat yourself.
Maybe you should just take off your
Chalk,
hat, release
chalk
the
that up to
pressure.
the list of ideas. We need to have a game of just a minute at some point.
What's just a minute? I am actually taking my hat off, letting out the mane that hasn't been washed today. The snake, if it's like coiling round you, it's like I can touch you all at once. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you think about the shape of a snake, it's essentially...
Or I'm just saying,
It's like, you would look like... Well, it'd be a good ego trip for the male if
Yeah.
they're having sex with a snake.
how would you go about it? Would you climb inside the snake? And then, like, I don't
No,
know.
that's not how
No,
sex
maybe
works.
Maybe there's kind of like a hidden nerve on a snake where you press it and it instantly goes completely straight.
I always like,
Just stroke it.
and then
enough.
if you dropped it, it would make like one of those sounds like when you drop a plank of wood.
What was one of those sounds when you drop
I
a
can't,
plane?
I
Just
can't really
thud.
do it. No, because
We don't have sound effects. What a wrecked snake would make
It's a
that noise.
xylophone.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Maybe you have to
When
pleasure
you
yourself with the erect snake.
and then drop it and it makes a noise like a xylophone.
That would be cool to have xylophone orgasm.
It would. I
That-
like that idea. Give him the point. Xylophone orgasm. I
No.
want a xylophone orgasm. Give me one, Brendan.
Maybe later. Sorry, what would be an xylophone? What, you drop someone to the ground and they...
No,
This is something you can only achieve with snakes.
no. I'm saying, spinning off of the snake idea, it's making a sound of a xylophone. If when you orgasmed, you made the sounds of a
Ding,
xylophone.
ding, 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 ding,
Yeah.
ding. Ah!
And then if you have like particularly abrasive sex, you make the sound of a glockenspiel being thrown down the stairs.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that'd add some variety. Certainly make porn movies a bit different. It'll just cut away to the end and people will be like, oh, that's nice instrumental music. Oh, hang on.
In advanced fiction the other day, we got challenged to write a erotic novel start. So I think I might incorporate some of this into that.
Okay. Well, what would the title be?
Making music with you.
Oh,
Yeah.
bestseller. Okay, just for that title alone, you get the point. Right, so at the end of that, Antosh has 3, Dan has 1, but there is a couple of questions in the last round. Wait! Is that a fast burst of flames? That can only mean one thing. Either we've got to evacuate, or it's the quick fire round.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
In this final game, I'll ask you a series of questions whose answers relate to our theme. You not only have to get them right, but get them first. To help you to that end, you both have verbal buzzers. As this edition is about holidays, Dan, you shout vacation. Antosh, you shout staycation. You ready?
Yep.
What would it play for?
I'm going to definitely say Steak Haven.
What British film series can you bring on a plane?
Staycation?
Yes.
Come aboard, Captain.
No.
Vacation. Carry on.
Okay, I will. Yes, Dan gets the point. According to Disney, it's a jolly holiday with...
Staycation.
Yes.
Laughing children.
It would be, but no, that's not the answer I'm looking for.
Staycation.
Mhm.
The death of Scar.
No.
You're going to get this eventually because you've just seen more Disney films than I have. Vacation. Mary Poppins.
Yes!
What?
Yes, there is a lyric calling it's a jolly holiday with Mary. It's a lyric.
Okay.
Nicely done, man.
If Johnny Depp holidays abroad, what can you call him?
Vacation. Johnny Depp. He's still the same person he always was.
He's the type of person as well.
Vacation.
Yes.
An arsehole.
No, it's a film
Staycation.
reference.
I wouldn't say he's an asshole. Oh, he's a tourist.
Yes,
He's in a film called The Tourist.
Oh, right.
Apparently it's
not up on public culture.
No.
How would you describe a trial involving tuxedos?
a troll.
A trial.
Oh. These are really cryptic, man.
Most of them are puns. Some
Isn't
are
it
cult
trustworthy?
references.
Vacation. It's
Yes.
not a lawsuit, is it?
Close.
What's close to a lawsuit?
What are tuxedos a type of?
Clothes.
Close.
A suit.
Yes, so you have a, think of the theme.
A suitcase.
Yes! Right.
I'm
Right,
at the end of my
luckily
tether
this is
here.
the final question.
Oh, thank God.
Describe the sort of place Cliff Richard goes on holiday.
Staycation.
Yes.
Hell.
I'm going to give you the point.
What? Was that the answer? Hell.
No,
Cliff
it's-
Richard goes on holiday to hell.
It's a funny image. It's where the sun shines brightly, where the sea is blue. Cliff
Right,
Richard's summer
that-
holiday.
That relies on us remembering the lyrics to Summer Holiday.
Yep.
Well, when do you think the last time I watched Summer Holiday was?
I've never watched Summer Holiday. We'll listen to it. We used to sing it, then we used to improvise.
Okay. At the end of all that, we have a winner, but first a chance to plug. These shows will probably go out in November, so plug something
It's
that's
going to
either...
take you that long to edit it.
It's a long show.
What we've said, about half what we said is essentially worthless, so yes.
I'm going to record a few and then make sure I've got enough to edit all in one.
Okay.
So I think it's something that's either not topical, like a blog, or a show that's in the end of November. So, anything you want the internet to know about.
No.
Okay, so the final scores. Dan, you had 4 points, but this week's winner is Antosh with 5.
Woo!
Congratulations,
Probably not
Antosh.
one again.
You get to leave the booth, but as we've said earlier, you can just stay and party.
That's right, that's
Dan,
good.
you get to stay on for another show, and until then, spend the week looking at my holiday snaps from Kos, Athens, Lesbos. I don't know, it's all Greek to me. Until next time, you've got to put up with that. I'd like to thank Antosh Wojcik,
Cheers.
Dan Luxton,
Yeah.
the MMC, and you for listening. I've been Brendan Way. This has been The Booth. Goodbye!